Hi everybody, welcome to my second tutorial. This is a logo animation tutorial. So I'm going to teach you something small. We are going to do something simple like this. We are going to use two softwares, Adobe Photoshop and After Effects. So something simple like this. This is what we are going to do. So this is my file in Photoshop. Okay, it's just the text and the logo. Okay, so when you see there are just only two layers, just the text and a logo. So I just typed something and I just placed some logo there. That is all. So we are going to animate this simply. So we just save as, and we save it as a Photoshop file. Make sure you save it as Photoshop file with layers. Okay, that's a very important thing. Should be a Photoshop file with layers. So we save it. Then now we open Adobe After Effects. Okay, we make sure we have Adobe After Effects. When you have Adobe After Effects, you can easily animate it. So that's the second software. So we bring it into After Effects, Adobe After Effects. So we import it into Adobe After Effects. Okay, so we just import, drag and drop, straightforward. Then it loads into your software. So Adobe After Effects picks every Adobe Photoshop file. That's the advantage. That's the advantage you have. So it will be easier for you to animate. Okay, we won't do much. So it's just a simple tutorial, just 10 minutes, and we'll be done. Okay, that is it. So wait for it to load. Wait for it to load, depending on your machine. Some machines load fast, some machines load slow. So, and also depending on the applications you have at the background. So I have a couple of applications at the background, that's why it's delaying. So let's see, I think it has loaded now. So yeah, so now when it loads, make sure you click on footage up there and choose composition. Okay, retain layer styles. So you click OK. That is it. When it doesn't open in composition, you can't animate it. So make sure you open in composition. Then you double click the first file at the layer panel there. Then now it's open. So we can see that we just have only three layers. Okay, my logo, my text, and now the background file. So we are just going to work with the logo and the text. That's all. So I drag it up and arrange it in an order that it should appear. Okay, this is the first basic of animation. Arranging your layers in the order they should appear is the first basics of animation. Okay, now let's just come down to our logo layer. Okay, sorry, I choose the wrong layer. So let's just come down to our logo layer, and we look for scale. So you can press S on the keyboard for scale, but you can just press the drop down there, go to transform, and there you see scale. So you can just click and drag to just see how it will appear. You can use for the position. You see, just click and drag. So we'll try with the position first. So I click and drag to set the logo outside. Then I click on the keyframe. You see, I set a keyframe. Then I drag my playhead to where I want it to appear, and I click and drag to make the logo appear. That is all. You see, this is very simple. So I go back and I press play, and that is it. Then it's now playing. So we go to the next one. The next one, you see, you can just click and drag your playhead to see it appearing simply and nicely. You see, that's how it's going to work. That is it. So you choose the scale for the next one. Okay, that one too, you bring it smaller. You see, that is it. And now I set my keyframe. I click and drag so that I'll show my keyframe. This is how I want it to look like. Okay, it's very simple. So when you click and drag, you see that it shows this is how you want it to look like. Then I set the next keyframe to my rotation. Okay, then that one too, I click on the keyframe settings and drag. That's all. You just have to experiment with it. That's all. Then you see that it's rotating because I use the rotation side. So just play it and see how your animation will look like. That is all. You see, it's very simple. So I can just select these three keyframes and drag them so my animation slow down a little bit. Okay, that is it. So the animation slows down a little bit. So now let's look for the text keyframe, the text layer. So the text layer, we are going to add a little effect to it. You see, that is it. So we go to our effect panel. Okay, and I type wipe. You understand? So when I type wipe, then I look for wipe. Okay, so I look for linear wipe. So you can just double click it and it appears there. So go to the transition complete, click and drag to see how the animation will come. So I add a little feather to it. So I click at the feather panel to just make it come small. So now let's see how it will appear there. So let's try something here. Okay, we try something and see how it will appear. That is it. So I drag my playhead to see, and I can drag the panel there. That is it. You see. So let's bring it back small and see. Okay, let's do some settings to it, arrange it so it can appear neatly and nicely. Yep. So okay, now I see the problem. So let's bring it down below the layer 6. That's our logo layer. So you see that it comes behind. That's how I want it to appear. I want it to appear behind. Okay, that is it. And you can set this side, this layer side, yeah, the text layer, so that it should appear right when our logo flashes in the middle of the screen. So we just have to tweak it, you know, just experiment with it. You see, yeah, you keep experimenting with it, small, yeah, just to make sure it looks perfect. Okay, nice. That's how I want it to appear. So we are just going to the transform panel and we go to position. Okay, I set a keyframe there, then I click and drag to position it nicely so that it doesn't look far from the logo. The text doesn't look far from the logo. So let's play and see. Okay, now the text goes to the logo. So I just open the distance between the keyframe. You see, the more distance, the more smoother your animation. That is it. So just open the distance. That is it. So it appears nicely. You see how it's going to appear? Very nice, very lovely. That is it. So you can just play the whole animation. Wow, this is beautiful, simple and nice. Very simple and nice. That is all. So you go to file. If you want to export what you just did, okay, you see how it looks like. It's very, very nice. So just click on composition, then you go to add to render queue if you want to export what you just did. Okay, then you can just click on the output to, just click on the name there and you choose wherever you want to render your file to. Okay, then you give it any name that you want it to look like. Then you go to your render queue and the lossless output model, just click on lossless and choose your file type. Yeah, I like H264. Okay, it's a very wonderful file type, but you can choose QuickTime. Okay, yeah, just however you want it. So you click OK and you click render, then it will render very fast for you because it's a very short animation. It shouldn't take much time. Okay, it should go very fast. So let's play back whatever we just rendered and see how it will look like. That is all. So that's what we just did. We just finished this right now. You see, we didn't take much time, but you can keep exploring. Okay, you can keep exploring. Don't be afraid to use the software. That's why I keep saying don't be afraid to use the software. It's to your advantage. You see, the more you use it, the more you get to know it better, and it's for your own good. And so thank you very much for your time, and God bless you. I hope to bring you more tutorials. Thank you. So this is what we just did. Okay, lovely. This is what we just did.